what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Batman Arkham Knight. And today we have some awesome Batman, Superman, and Justice League news for you, including that James Gordon is alive!
Yay, came back from the dead.
You can see him here in the flesh, but alright, before we get started, let's talk about how the whole Jim Gordon being dead circulation happened.
It was a rumor that I started.
No. In 2014, Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck, along with the writers for the original draft of the film, got together and they wanted to make dramatic changes. They met with Warner Brothers. They decided on killing a Robin and also wiping out some of Batman's allies to make him a much darker Batman. They also wanted to put as much distance from the Nolan films and characters like Jim Gordon, Lucius Fox, and all this other stuff. They wanted to make their own Batman story with changing some of the elements. One of the characters that was put on the original chopping block in the script was James Gordon, who was killed by the Joker. Now,
okay, so they originally said that was going to be in the script.
But remember, scripts change all the time. The original draft of the Michael Keaton film had Robin in it. It also had a different thing with the Joker, and we've already gone over, like, the Batman Returns stuff and Batman Forever. Scripts change, you know? Principal photography until everything is edited and whatever, that's how it goes. So when all this information about Jim Gordon, for me, where I was gathering, was from not just various websites, but also the original draft of the script and things like that.
Yep.
So, wow, Jim is not that fun to play. He just punches people, but that's okay.
He's like, I'm above the law.
I'm above the law. I'm J.K. Simmons!
I am the law!
I am J. Jonah Jameson, and I hate Peter Parker. So anyway.
Yeah.
According to early screenings of Batman v Superman, a lot of information has come out that Jim Gordon is retired, not dead, which means...
Which is basically the same thing.
No.
I'm just...
Which means...
I'm just kidding.
Whether or not I want to admit it, that they are following very closely to The Dark Knight Returns, where Jim Gordon was retired, Batman is old and grumpy, there's a dead Robin, you know, and Batman's been gone for a while.
Okay, but whether he's dead or retired, he still is not helping Batman.
And he's not in Batman versus Superman, as far as we know.
He can't really help unless he comes out of retirement magically, which we'll have to see in the.
We'll have to see if he comes.
Or if
magically
he like on, or he's like off-duty cop. Da-da-da-da.
Off-duty cop. No. So Jim Gordon.
I am the law.
He's going to be in the Justice League series, and you know, wow, that was kind of glitchy.
Yes, and. You know.
Ow!
Yeah. So I'm actually looking up J.K. Simmons. I am looking at J. Jonah Jameson and Farmers Insurance person. I'm like, they're the same guy. All right, I didn't even. I was like, oh my gosh, that's J.K. Simmons.
They're
he plays both things. Like, what? Why is he always playing someone with a J? Well, not Farmers Insurance, but Jonah Jameson, and now he's gonna be Jim Gordon, and his name is J.K. Simmons.
I know it's kind of crazy.
I know nobody else really cares, but that's what I'm.
That's what you take away from this.
That's my thought. Why the J's?
Why not the Jays? But yeah, so Jim Gordon is alive and well. He's retired. So I don't know if they're going to add the scene in the BVS film where, you know, Jim and Batman are sitting down having a chat, like drinking coffee. Jim Gordon knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne in the Frank Miller books.
Yeah.
You know, he also knew that Barbara Gordon was Batgirl and had some connection to Batman back in the day.
Okay.
He also knows that in the comic, you know, that Dick Grayson was, of course, the original Robin and is estranged from Batman.
These are all things he knows in the comics.
These are all things he knows in the Frank Miller comics. However,
in the movie.
I do not think this is a coincidence, being the 30th year anniversary of the Dark Knight Returns Frank Miller book, that the new Batman universe has so many connections to Frank Miller's work.
So, okay, basically, it seems like they're making it go more towards the comic. And I don't know why. Okay, I'm just gonna say I don't know why they were gonna kill off so many people that Batman knew at the beginning.
Because they had to make him a darker Batman.
I know, but I am kind of glad that they're adding Jim Gordon in here.
I'm very excited about
it's
that.
It's extremely depressing to have everyone Batman knows gone, because then it's really not It's really not Gotham without Jim Gordon. I mean, it's really hard to picture it. I mean, it is Gotham, but it's really not.
There's only one thing I'm worried about having Jim Gordon alive. I mean, I love the fact that he's an older actor who's going to play a gruff, retired Commissioner Gordon, or semi-retired, or gone for a while, and then he's going to come back.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have no idea what that...
I think just that thing in our couch just, like, fell through because it's a pull-out couch.
Oh, okay, something fell
Actually,
down.
that scared me to death, too.
I was like, Jim Gordon is coming to get us!
So, like, actually, we're sitting here...
What was I talking about?
And we just thought the ghost of Jim Gordon came and attacked our couch, because we literally felt something hit our couch.
He's not a ghost, he's,
Actually, he's alive now.
He's retired. So retired Jim Gordon.
You guys had to be here.
According to early screenings. Now, a lot of this is not confirmed other than the official casting of Jim Gordon in Justice League, J.K. Simmons, which comes out next year.
Okay,
Justice League Part 1 with The Flash, Aquaman, possibly a Green Lantern, and Jim Gordon.
All right, so you said I could ask questions, right? Okay,
No.
so... All right, I'm going to ask a question, Gaming. Okay, we know Jim Gordon is going to be in Justice League, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, do we know he's going to be in Superman versus Batman? Okay. All right.
He gets a mention. According to early screenings of the film, he gets a verbal mention, just like one of the dead Robins gets a verbal mention, or the dead Robin.
Okay.
But according to information of people who've seen the film early, there's no mention of who the dead Robin is. You know a Robin died, you know the Joker did it, and Batman is still messed up by it. But no name has been given yet because DC and Warner Brothers are watching to see what people want. Do they want a Red Hood film? Do they want to kill the original Dick Grayson and tick off Nightwing fans?
They're watching us?
Yes, just like they were watching with the casting of Jim Gordon. They wanted to see what will happen if Jim is dead. Like, how will people react to it? And the reason why I think that DC wanted us to think that Jim Gordon was dead was because he was Batman in the comic books during that time. From 2014 through 2015, we had robot ears, Jim Gordon Marine Batman. And people hated it. Hated it.
I just have to say, I wonder if people are watching the comments of what people think of the new Ghostbusters trailer, because...
Let's not bring up that travesty right now. No,
okay,
this is Jim Gordon's time to shine.
I'm just gonna say that I'm glad that he's alive, because I think that Batman would already be dark with one of his sons dying. Like, it's dark enough. That's my...
But we already know one of his sons is dead. We just don't know who.
Okay. My other question, which is brought up by some people, including K-Bro, is... Are the universes... Okay, this is probably a noob question.
There is no noob questions.
Okay,
we don't have solid information.
Are you the universes between Justice League and Superman versus Batman? They're connected.
Yes.
Okay,
So
that was my question. That was my question.
Justice League is set up...
So if he's alive in Justice League, then he...
Right, because
most likely should be alive in Batman versus Superman.
Justice League is after Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Okay.
Justice League Part 1 is probably going to have to do with Darkseid and Apocalypse coming if they're following the new 52 books.
So if it's accurate and Jim Gordon is alive in the Justice League, that means that one of two things. Either he was dead in Batman versus Superman and he went in a Lazarus pit and he's suddenly alive.
No.
Or the second option, which means he has to be alive somewhere in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, it's not a multiverse thing. Here's what they're doing with Justice League, okay? We can be very, very sure of this.
Yeah.
The first New 52 villain that brought the Justice League together was Darkseid.
Yeah.
He came, and the original Justice League in the New 52 was Aquaman, Batman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Superman.
Okay, I have two more questions that everyone is burning to ask, I'm sure.
Okay.
Number one, was J.K. Simmons' hair real when he played Jonah Jameson? And why
It probably was real back then.
Why does he have no hair now?
Because bald is very distinguished and
secondly,
old.
The second question I have is, what do you think of him as a casting choice for Jim Gordon? Do you think he's going to do an awesome job? And will he have a mustache?
If they give him a mustache, I mean, they're really gonna have to fill it out because I'm gonna think of JJ. Every time I see him, and if he has a cigar and he looks angry, I'm gonna think JJ.
Yeah, I don't. This is why I never recognize him on State Farm commercials. Is because
Not State Farm. Farmers
oh my
Insurance.
gosh! Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
State
Wrong
Farm is
guy.
that other guy.
Wrong guy. Okay, Farmers Insurance. Why is there a farm in every commercial name? Okay, Farmers Insurance.
Because they're trying to make people trust them. They can't say government
mom,
insurance.
farm, happy times.
As soon as you say
Yeah,
government
and then
insurance,
I
people
would
are going to
not
be like,
buy that insurance.
I'm not buying what you're selling.
Oh, then you'd have to move away from Massachusetts.
We already did that.
Ooh, okay.
Next.
Okay, I actually totally forgot what I was.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
actually, I was just gonna say I did not recognize him on the Farmers Insurance commercials because he was so nice, and when he was J. Jonah Jameson, he's really mean.
Well,
so.
he's an actor.
I know he did a really good job. I thought he was two different people, so I hope he's nicer as Jim Gordon.
I don't know what relevance it has to anything.
So, what do you think? Are people excited that he's gonna be Jim
Well,
Gordon? Or?
people are very excited to call me out on lying, but again, the information about Jim Gordon being dead came from 2014 from 4 sources, and several internet sites covered this rumor for 2 years.
When you had that information actually was true, there actually was evidence to point that he was going to be dead. But now it looks like as if they have actually
nothing is absolute. What I've
like
learned
they might have changed
in the
script.
movie world is nothing is absolute and no script is final. So the original script that I got to see and others have read on the internet, a lot of that did not appear in the movie, other than that Batman's suit is probably going to be powered by kryptonite.
I blame Ben Affleck and all of Hollywood because they should be keeping us up to date and giving us the scripts
No,
as they
if the
come
movie
in.
is too much spoiled, then
No, I know. I'm just joking around. I'm saying they should
Gordon
tell us
on
personally.
a police car.
Never mind.
But I mean,
Yeah.
the type of portrayal that I would like to see Jim Gordon, though, is not the Frank Miller, gruff, old, retired, Vietnam vet Jim Gordon. I want to see the Arkham Jim Gordon. Because I think if they're going with the Arkham Batman, then I think J.K. Simmons can pull off a great Arkham Gordon.
So what's so cool about Arkham Gordon that makes him Arkham Gordon?
It's just really fun. I mean, he's in this dark, bleak world, but he still has a lot of hope. He puts a lot of faith into Batman. He's personally affected by some type of tragedy with his daughter being paralyzed. But it doesn't blacken him in a sense.
More of a regular guy just trying to do his job.
Yeah, he's like an everyday man that, he doesn't have the same abilities as Batman, but he still tries hard every day, and he's also a public face.
It reminds me a little bit of the Nolan kind of.
I don't really I never really got the Nolan vibe. He kind of reminds me of the Arkham Gordon kind of reminded me of the 90s Gordon.
So you want to see
Like the animated series.
So you
like the animated series Gordon.
Yeah.
I think that if they gray him a little bit and they age him, say this Jim Gordon is pretty old and tough like the Frank Miller book, but you add a lot of elements of the animated series and the Arkham games, then this could be the Jim Gordon people have been waiting for on film.
Yeah, I have a weird question, but it's pretty weird.
Everything you say is weird.
Is he gonna have hair or no?
I don't know. There's been bald Jim Gordons.
Okay.
Look at the guy who played Commissioner Gordon in the 80s, the fat guy. I never remember his name, but I just remember he was a whale.
Yeah, I do like the animated series Jim Gordon. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's similarities.
There's similarities.
Yeah, so I mean, there's really not much to go on. We just know he's alive, and I'm very excited. So how excited were you that he's alive?
I was pretty excited, actually, because, I mean, since he doesn't appear in Batman v Superman, and he's cast for Justice League, a lot of people are saying already, well, maybe it's just flashbacks. It's if it's flashbacks, that wouldn't make sense because, he's in Justice League Part 1 and 2. So,
yeah. So how will this affect Batman then? If he's
Batman's not going to be as dark as we thought he was going to be.
And will he have a friend even though he's not on the police force anymore? He was the commissioner, so he basically will have tons of connections. Be able to help Batman out with whatever he needs, basically.
But anyway, now I want to hear from all of you guys. How do you feel about Jim Gordon not being dead in the Batman vs. Superman universe? And are you excited don't care, or you're indifferent. Let us know in the comments below.
Oh, I know one person who's happy that Jim Gordon is alive.
Jim Gordon?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thanks so much for watching another Batman Arkham / Batman v Superman video. We wanted to get this video up as soon as we heard the news, so my gameplay's a little rough, and the Jim Gordon mod, there's really not much you can do with it. So have a fantastic rest of your night. Kamen Rider will return tomorrow night with Forze, and we will see you then. God bless and happy gaming.
See ya. And let us know your thoughts in the comments below.